they'll all go, oh, we should subscribe to him. He might react to my stuff. You know, all Jimmy Carr and you know, Frankie Boyle and all those other comedians will all go, oh, Stewart Lee, we love Stewart Lee because he's our comedian friend. I hope Blind Tube Bear watches my stuff. That would be really good.
What do you like about Marilyn?
She was so beautiful. She could have had any man she wanted, and she pretty much did. Except for Montgomery Clift, because he was a homo.
What's up, YouTube? Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing something a bit different here, which is very exciting. So, you know, if you meet your idols, you know, it could be a disappointment, and I think that's how Stewart Lee felt when he met me. He didn't look that impressed, to be honest. So yes, I met Stewart Lee. Oh, amazing. I only spoke to him for a bit after the gig, which I went to on Saturday. If you see the door moving, that's probably my cat trying to come in and get in on the action. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, this is... Come here. Yeah, this is Gus, or Gustavo, named after Gustavo Fring. He's going to be shut out now. His uncle's called Walter White, and his mother is Jessie Pinkman, and that's all true. I'm a bit blurred, and I'm not too happy about that. So I met Stewart Lee. I've already put this in plastic. This is a book. I had to buy a book in order to speak to him, which was a bit annoying. £8. Oh yeah. To John and Harriet. That's my lovely wife Harriet was with me, and she took some pictures and did a little video which I will show you, which is quite funny. My God. So but the most amazing thing was when I met Stewart Lee, he recognized me from YouTube, which was very nice. And so I'd prepared, as you do, as I do, I'd prepared sort of, I thought of what I'd say to him. I wanted to speak to him, but I didn't think I would. I thought I'd be too scared. But my wife was very good. She, my wife said, come on, you know, buy something. And then of course he's there behind in a little window. So I bought this book, and he asked me, you know, do you want me to sign it? And I said, I said, I'm sorry, I posted a video saying you were a horrendous woke comedian. It's been taken down now. But I sort of, without going into too much complicated detail, I blue screened Nazi death camp footage behind him while he did a routine about Brexit. And it was a sort of a satire on what the Daily Mail readers would think Stewart Lee would do, and anyway, it got taken down. So I said to him, "Oh, you know, sorry about that video. You know, it got taken down." And he said, "No, it wouldn't have been me," because obviously he doesn't really look at YouTube, except he does, because it turned out. So I said hi, and I made my funny comment, which he didn't really get, I don't think. And then he looked at me and he said, "Oh yeah, you're the guy who does the reactions to me." And so he said his son, who's probably, you know, one of these young people that they have now. His son had introduced him to YouTube, and he told me that he's just made his own channel you know, not in his name, obviously, but he's just sort of, you know, made an account, I guess, so he can comment on things and whatever. And yeah, so I mean, hopefully I'll get a subscription from Stu, you know, if that's all right, mate, please, my new friend. So yeah, very exciting. He was very nice. He was exactly how I imagine he would be, really. I've seen lots of interviews with him, obviously. Obviously I've seen him on stage, but I didn't expect him to be, you know, talking about rotisserie chickens or anything like that. But no, he was very much, oh yeah, and he was telling me about the algorithm. He said there's interesting stuff on YouTube, but you get buried in the algorithm, you know, under all the, you know, cats and I mean, he didn't say this, but I'm saying this, you know, and footage of people falling into holes and things. Yeah, so quite amazing. So I've got my signed book. I've got pictures of me and him, and you know, I'll dine out on this for probably for years to come. So I hope that I did say to him as I left, as a joke, I sort of, I mean, obviously as a joke, I said, I hope you'll mention my channel every night when you're on stage. And he didn't really say much to that. I don't think he will. I think it's unlikely, you know. I mean, hopefully, maybe he will now and again mention me, having met me, because he probably doesn't meet that many people, apart from all the ones he meets after every gig he does. But I think I will stand out in his mind as probably one of the most interesting that he's ever met. No, honestly, it was strange. You'll see by the pictures that we're just having a conversation. I wasn't really starstruck at all because, as I say, he was exactly, you know, oh, I've seen you, he said, I've seen you on YouTube. He said like that, you know, in that voice, that ridiculous Brummy accent. And then he spilt some Bovril down himself, which was quite funny. I also should talk about his act, of course. Is very, I found it, you know, extremely interesting, very funny, obviously. But it was very interesting because he talked about last year how he runs stuff in at the Leicester Square Theatre, and of course he actually did. He does a whole bit in. I'm so out of focus. I don't know what's going on. He does a whole bit. It's a bit better if I just go. It doesn't matter. He does a whole bit about the Leicester Square Theatre and how he you know, he got chased by the security of Dave Chappelle, isn't it? I think. So it was quite good actually being there. But I was interested to see how he does, you know, because obviously the show isn't fully formed. That's why he sort of runs it in. He has material, and I've heard him talk about this, and I guess it's the same for all comedians to some extent, that, you know, you write material, then you go on stage, you do it, you see how the audience react, you get ideas on the spot, you improvise a little bit, and obviously by the time you see a filmed version, you know, like the BBC version of it that's filmed in, well, the last one was in York, it's sort of honed into this, you know, polished sort of performance. And yeah, it was very interesting. I mean, it felt like it didn't feel like he had a huge amount of new material. It felt like about 45 minutes of new material, I'd say, which I suppose is about right, because he says he writes about an hour of new material every year that he tours. But I mean, the new stuff was very funny, and the stuff about the one of my favourite line, I think, is you just keep your head down. There's a fuck of a lot of money in this. which I won't give you any context for because I don't want to give away obviously anything that he does. But the new stuff is very, very good. He started with some with something he did back in 1989, and that was quite. I love that because I mean I'm such an anorak sort of Stewart Lee fanatic that I knew all the jokes when he started. He did the thing about the guy coming to his door and saying the answer is Jesus, what is the question? And I know that routine very well, so I knew exactly. It's like the Jesus Sandlaw. What is it? The founder of a religion, you know, born into that Jesus, and what's the other one? The Jesus lizard. So yeah, very funny, very good. Yeah, so amazing, really. I just hope that this will translate into me getting views somehow. I don't know how. Maybe if Stewart Lee tells all his friends about my channel, all his funny comedian friends, you know, maybe they'll all go, oh, we should subscribe to him, he might react to my stuff, you know, all Jimmy Carr and you know, Frankie Boyle and all those other comedians will all go, oh, Stewart Lee, we love Stewart Lee because he's our comedian friend. I hope Blind Tube Bear watches my stuff. That would be really good. I really hope that happens, but obviously it won't. But yeah, great. I met my idol. He was very nice and he recognized me, and that is quite incredible. He could have been pretending, but I try not to think about that. But no, I don't think he was. He seemed it was quite funny as well in the video. I'll show you the video at the end. He obviously it's only 10 seconds long, but he said Twitter instead of YouTube, although clearly he meant YouTube, but he was saying Twitter, which was quite funny because that's exactly the sort of thing I would do. Get all sort of you know, get my words mixed up like I do when I do YouTube videos, strangely enough. So yeah, there you go. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I hope this has been interesting to some extent. I mean, it's funny because I have a recurring dream. This is true. For example, I have a recurring dream about meeting Morrissey, and I meet him at one of his gigs, and he knows me, and he's like, oh yeah, I remember you. I saw you. You're always at my gigs, aren't you? How are you doing? You know, how's the wife and kids and all that? And so I have this recurring dream, but now it's happened almost in real life, you know. And funnily enough, Stewart Lee does look like a much older, not older really, but fatter version of Morrissey. So it's almost like a dream come true, I suppose. Don't nobody go nowhere.
Reaction video.
Yeah, because I joined Twitter under a false name about 5 months ago because my son.
I stopped.
You think I'm gonna have the rain come in the perfect scene?
He's calling the cops, dude, if you don't stop.
Shut the fuck up! If you don't want to shoot this, that's fine with me.